How's it going, guys? Well, the time has come to probably start taking this motor apart a little bit. I haven't touched this thing ever since the motor got put out the car, so everything's been sitting exactly where it was. Give you a quick rundown. The only thing I touched was the turbo. I finished taking off the manifold. So I took the manifold off and put it back here. But I'll get to the motor in a second. Let's turn this light on. So there's the manifold, the T4 for the turbo. So I just finished disconnecting that. But yeah, the motor just been sitting right here. Haven't really touched it or anything. But I think it's time to start taking off the wiring harness and disconnecting everything else that I know I'm not gonna need. I found a place where I'm gonna send the turbo to. There was some metal in the hot side, but nothing happened. It seems just fine. I moved everything and shook it off. But since the oil mixed with the coolant, the bearings are probably shot on it because it's a dual ball bearing turbo. So it needs to get refreshed. So I'm sending that out. So I'm excited to get this project going. Everything for the other motor is already ordered. I'm just waiting for parts to come in. Then the motor is going to the machine shop, and you guys are gonna get to see who I'm working with and what motor I decided to go with. It's gonna be dope as fuck. So I can't wait for that. I will be able to reuse certain parts from what I have. Unfortunately, I won't be able to reuse my injectors, which I thought I would because I just bought them. They got probably less than 1,000 miles on them. So that's gonna be going for sale. I'll probably be posting a couple other things for sale because I will have no use for it. I'm still debating if I really want to sell my turbo kit. I worked very hard to get it the first time, and it's just like a dear spot in my heart. And I see myself getting probably a sedan, you know, now that we're having a baby at some point, and it will be nice to go ahead and boost it and having all the stuff already here. I don't know, my mind is going like a million miles a second, I guess, you know, thinking of what to do with all this stuff and how to handle everything, like, you know, in the best way possible. Because like I told you guys, I did not need to sell any of this in order to boost my car again, to do this motor swap and everything. But it will help to have some extra funds to get the project done quicker. But I'm not in a rush. The Z bin mine, I don't own this car. This shit, I've had the title of this for 2 years. Yeah, I don't need to sell anything in order to do the swap, you know? So it's just, do I take my time or do I sell a few things, you know, to make up the difference and getting it done quicker? Because the biggest hurdle was already like overcome. So when you're doing a motor swap, obviously, your biggest hurdle is buying the engine. I could have bought the engine and just done a couple modifications and threw it in there, but since it was already out and I wasn't in a rush, it's a fully built motor. This thing, I know on the last video I said it was gonna be able to make 1,000. The setup that we went with, the motor should hold 1,200. Am I gonna put 1,200 on the Z? We're talking to the shop and the guy that is helping me do everything. He said, I was like, if it hits that, he said, no, it will hit it because of the turbo that we're gonna go with and everything and all the fueling and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So I can't wait. I hope you guys are just as excited as I am because this is a cool process. I looked this swap up on YouTube and I only seen maybe 2 or 3 done. That's gonna be really cool. I can't wait. But let's get started. Enough yapping on this. I'm probably put this thing on a time lapse. I'm gonna start taking off the wiring harness. I might swap the engines. This one right here with the one that I have up there. Put this one on the floor for a sec. Put this one on the floor for a second. And put this one on the engine stand. So then like that I could take everything off, flip it around, and all that good stuff. Obviously the transmission is not mounted to the engine. So yeah, I might flip-flop these. So like that I could take everything off and take everything apart. So yeah, let's get started. Holy crap. That's bonkers. Oh boy, that's something for sure. There's so much metal in there. That's insane. Well, this intake manifold technically could be trash. I don't even know if all the metal will ever come out of there. I'll probably have to soak this in water shit ton of times in order to try to clean it, but I don't think that's worth it. I gotta clean these though, because these are probably still good. But wow. Well, I just took out all 6 coils. Everything looks good. They were dry, nothing in there. So that's good. That means that these could probably be sailed. But yeah, time to keep going. So far so good. Was able to get the wiring harness off. AC compressor. I took off one of the valve covers just to see what it looks like inside, and it doesn't look too bad. Might check 1 2 1 2. Okay, it's working. Cool. All right, let me show you guys. It looks super clean. I mean, don't mind this. This is just like from driving every day, like the grime and stuff, but look how clean this looks in here. I told you guys, this is a very low mile motor. The fact that that stupid relay failed, and that's why this thing blew up, it's crazy. But yeah, this thing is super clean. This is my first time taking the engine apart. So especially this VQ. I mean, I know I swapped the other one out, but I didn't have to do much to it. It was just take one out, put the other one back in, throw it back in the car. Very simple stuff. Bro. So exactly how I'm holding it, this is number 2, middle one is 4, and the last one is 6. Look at the difference. Come on, focus. Yeah, see that? Freaking toast. I mean, it makes sense because that was the cylinder 5 and 6 is where I guess I let go or whatever, but that's crazy. Well, finding things every day. Well, every second. I'm freaking every day. Every little bit I take off, I find something new. But this right here looks clean where the cams are, but I guess everything else is window. That's insane. Flywheels toast. So I've gotten this far so far. Taking the motor apart is really not that hard. I don't have any like crazy tools. It's just 14s, 12, and a 10mm honestly takes this whole motor apart. And a pry bar and an extension. That's wild. Big old hole through the block. You can see all the water in here and oil. But ain't it crazy that the cams look so clean? Clean, bro. Everything's so clean except for this. And at least I know the rear main seal wasn't leaking. This is just from the hole that blew up. But if you look around it, it's like super dry where the flywheels and shit was. So that's nice. At least I did that right when I installed it. Jeez Louise. Next I'm gonna take off the headers and keep going from there. I'm gonna have to wait until I get my impact gun from the homie Chris, because he's doing some cool work on his car, so I lend him some of my tools, so it could be an easier job for him. I just got the little gun, 2 little impacts. I need something with some juice, be able to get the crank off. But yeah, then I'll be able to get the front plate off and take the whole timing components off and then pull the heads off. Wow, learning something new. The young Garrett. Clutch and flywheel. Flywheel is toast because when that broke, it broke something on the flywheel, one of the teeth. One of the most asked questions is what motor did I decide to go with? And I'm honestly can't wait to tell you guys what motor it is because it's super freaking cool. But I'm just doing this so I could see how the engine is put together and I could learn how to take it apart. Obviously I still got that motor over there. I'm still in my head, kind of debating if I do want to sell the turbo kit. I found a spot that one of the homies from the GTR group club, GTR chat, they sent me some information. Luckily the homie Sean, you guys seen his GTR, it's a silver one. He had an issue with it. He had a motor build, so he had to get his turbos rebuilt, and he sent me a good place where he got his turbos done. Honestly, it's not that expensive. It's not a main rush right now to get the turbo refurbished, but I will get it refurbished. I'll have a good turbo. I'll have the whole turbo kit, and little by little I could kind of piece it back together, getting the gaskets and shit for the piping and all that. That's pretty much all I need. I got a map sensor. Well, I do have some stuff that I'm using on the car. But honestly, if I ever get a sedan, like I said, I would love to get a sedan, for when the baby comes and stuff, so I can go to car meets and bring that car instead. That would be pretty cool. I also have a full exhaust. I pretty much have everything for the car. The only thing I'll have to buy is a wiring kit and a fuel pump. And if I don't sell these injectors, I could probably reuse these injectors. I guess I could get a sedan and go running 85 on it. Just don't crank up the boost, leave it at low 600s. Just around E or whatever, 620. But yeah, man, this will be pretty freaking cool. I'm excited what the future holds. Yeah, the shit gets you down, but at the end of the day, you just gotta keep pushing forward. Everything is possible, with time. That's the hardest part, about doing a project is you want to get it done so fast, and you don't want to put your family in the predicament where you spend a shit ton of money on car parts and then you're not taking care of business, you know what I mean? So as long as you're able to take care of your business, your family stuff, your daily, and then cars come second. So, like I said at the beginning of the video, I've had the title for this car for over 2 years. It's just been sitting there. So it's not like I'm losing money on it. I understand if I was still paying for this, then I could see how I'll get another VQ right away and throw it in there. And the reason before I didn't decide to do a swap like this was it was my daily. I didn't think about I did think about, but it was when the freaking prices on used cars were through the roof. So I found the motor for super cheap. So I was like, what the hell? Let me just swap it in there. And that motor still runs and drives. I'm OCD and it was just getting blow by. So, when I came to a stop after doing a hard pull, it would smoke a little bit. And then I was like, I don't want this one to blow up. But I put the motor there with lower miles and it ended up blowing up anyway. So you live, you learn, get better, improve on what you're doing, and just learn from it. And like I said before, man, I would not be able to do this without having a person that supports me in my car hobby and stuff like that, because she knows that this is a part of me. So luckily she understands that and she's supportive. Like I said before, she's not a car girl whatsoever. So, and she knows I'm not gonna do car shit before I handle the house stuff, you know what I mean? So yeah, just gotta find somebody that supports you, man, and that supports your hobby. So that's enough rambling for now. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment, and let me know if you guys had any input on an experience like this. Like, have you blown up a VQ motor or any motor that you own, and what happened to it, you know? So yeah, thanks again for watching. Hopefully you guys learned something out of me taking this thing apart. Until the next time.